Okay, we are live again. Pawan, please ask.
Uh, Hi, Rajiv ji. Thank you for answering so many questions from all of us and all our viewers. We are shifting gears. We have next question, which is about research into neuroscience and cognitive neuroscience and yoga. What is the link between the two, do you think? And why do you think India has not been given enough credit when this research is conducted?
Yeah, I think that basically what has happened is the Indians have been very enthusiastic to be recognized as people who are taken seriously and given some respect for what they can produce, but they have not thought of the fact that they are not being recognized as the ones who actually get the credit. It's more like rats in a laboratory. I mean, you study these rats, you measure them and so on, but you don't really think the rat has discovered anything or achieved anything. So the Indians are more like subjects being measured in various psychological and medical ways for producing various effects. But it is the credit is going to the Westerner who is doing the study on the Indian, rather than on the Indian who is doing the actual achievement. So I pointed this out to several people. I pointed it out to yogis themselves who have been very happily getting measured. People in some of the well-known major Hindu organizations have offered their advanced practitioners for measurement purposes, and I've asked them, what are you getting out of it? And there is this Mind Life Institute in US, which is collaborating with between Western scientists on one side and Buddhists, Tibetan Buddhists, Dalai Lama on the other side. And I've asked many of the Tibetan Buddhist senior people, in what way has Tibetan Buddhism advanced? In what way has it become more powerful? You've given your knowledge to those guys. Of course, they have acknowledged and respected up to a point, but already the Mind Life Institute's scholars are no longer crediting Tibetan Buddhism like they used to 30 years ago when they started. Now many of them have come up with their own jargon, their own trademarks, their own so-called discoveries. Some of them have started saying that what we learned from this is not the original Buddhism. This has been doctored up. The U-turning and digestion that has been going on with Hinduism is also going on with Buddhism, and just like the Hindus have been duped into parting with all this knowledge without protecting their interests, so have the Buddhists. Okay, so it's just that the Hindu phobia, which is a real blatant hatred and undermining of Hinduism, you don't find the same intensity as in Buddhism. You don't find that Buddhist phobia to the same extent. Uh, so the answer to your question is, we Hindus and Buddhists have not understood the value of this knowledge, the importance of keeping it together in a holistic system, and not letting them pluck a little bit here and there and use it in some way. We have not understood that, and we have. So I have a huge amount written on this, which I have not published. I'm hoping to get somebody who will assist me, because I have too many books going and I can't publish all of them. But I have almost 1,000 pages written in draft form on the Indian contributions to modern cognitive science, psychology, health science, neuroscience, and so on, looking at it historically with proof and evidence of how this knowledge was transmitted, who transmitted it, what happened, and so on. And almost every major Western personality at the cutting edge has been influenced. Okay, at least one Nobel Prize in neuroscience has been given, which has a lot to do with the Indian ideas. And many more are going to be given. Many more breakthroughs in treating mental illness. For instance, you look at DBT is a technique used in mental health for various kinds of treatments. CBT, and if you look at what these jargons stand for, uh, these terminologies are westernized terminologies. If you really start digging up into the life of the person that they think has started it, you will find in almost every single case they got this idea from Buddhism or Hinduism, then they churned it, repackaged it, came up with something a little different. Okay, so we but what they have picked up is still only the surface level. It is not the deepest level. Question is, how many of our own people understand the deep level? Have we lost them, or do we have any people surviving who have the deep levels of knowledge left? And our people are uh, there are also medical testing laboratories in India, one near Bangalore. I don't want to name these. I don't want to create any problem with any of them, but I know people who are basically outsourced research on neuroscience using yoga and Ayurveda for neuroscience. Westerners give them some funding, give them some recognition. The big boss, the director, gets called to the US. He gives a tour, and he looks very important, and it's good for his personal image. But what they're doing is selling out the knowledge where we do not own the intellectual property. Okay, we don't own the intellectual property. Just like most people in Infosys are like cyber coolies. The software being done is belonging to the master who owns it. That's a Western company. They own the asset. They own the intellectual property. Uh, and we are happy that we are getting paid for doing this work. It's actually no different than laborers, construction workers coming from a poor village in India, in Bihar or UP or somewhere, Orissa, and they come to a place like Delhi, they get a job and they are building somebody's house, and they may feel that they're getting paid more than their fellow villagers were in the village, and they're feeling that they are now working in some modern industry. But when the house has been built, the poor laborers don't own it. It's not their house. They just got paid for the labor. The house belongs to the client. Same way, in software, we don't own the intellectual property, somebody else owns. And same way in neuroscience, same way in the yoga research on yoga and Ayurveda, our people are just for meager sums of money doing the work for a client, giving it to the client who takes all the credit and who owns the intellectual property. And this is a very big business. It's a very big industry. And our government hasn't done anything about it. We haven't said, okay, let's raise the value added and let's own the proprietary rights. We should own the proprietary rights. Now you'll find in Chinese medicine, Chinese people own the proprietary rights. It's not that they just supplied some knowledge and now some bunch of Westerners are selling Chinese medicine. It's not true. All the certification is controlled by the Chinese people. All the training centers, all the international journals are controlled by them. All the international conferences are controlled by them. The leading experts are theirs. They have not translated some of the most important terms from the Mandarin. They keep it in their hands. They understand the game, and Indians have not done that. And this is where I would have expected that the government would have some very savvy people who at least understand the strategy and who can at least come up with some advice. I don't know who is in charge of all this and how much they really know. I mean, I have a lot of respect for them. They are certainly doing something which no previous government did, so I'm very grateful to them. But I think that the challenge is far greater. I can't hear you.
Mehul, you are. Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So thank you, Rajiv ji, for the informative session. We have the last question now. What is your comment on the international importance of the International Yoga Day and the message to Indians? The message to Indians on this day.
Well, I think it's a good first step, and I congratulate the Prime Minister for having the courage and the clarity to do this, take it to the UN and make it part of the. One man can only do so much, and he's doing a great job. I just want thousands, lakhs of other Indians to rally behind and do their job. It's not that we have to sit and clap and one guy is hitting sixers and we just have to sit and eat our pakoras and samosas and drink chai and be very happy. We have to actually become players. We have to get into the Kurukshetra ourselves. So I want all the Indians to be part of championing this, championing these arguments, being a player in these debates, on when yoga is getting digested, when it's getting distorted, what is its history, who are the people creating mischief, what is their agenda. I just would like more and more of us, our people, to become voices, because I'm tired of doing it by myself for so long. I'm getting old. I'm not going to be around. I need more people who are interested in taking this case forward. So Yoga Day should be also an opportunity to rally our own people, wake up our own people, create a whole army of our Kshatriyas, intellectual Kshatriyas, yogic Kshatriyas, who can take this forward.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. And I'm glad. Now, I think my message I want to leave people is, if you are interested in more of my ideas, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is called Breaking India. Okay, that's my YouTube channel. You can go to Facebook, which is rajivmalhotra.official. The other one I'm not. Other one somebody else has that's got my name, but rajivmalhotra.official is my Facebook page. And then if you want to join the Twitter, you can follow me at Rajiv Message. And I also have an e-group. You can join that. You can go to rajivmalhotra.com and get all this information. So I want to thank people who've listened and hope to stay in touch. And thank you to the overseas volunteers for Better India. You've done some very good hangouts, and each time I get a good feedback, and you guys are pretty hardworking, and I congratulate you for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajiv ji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, yeah, Amit, you want to give the vote of thanks?
Yeah, so thank you everyone for joining us today in this hangout. We will have few more hangouts coming up with Dr. Crowell Foley and others. Keep on checking Overseas VBI Facebook page. And also, we have started, as I was mentioning when we started this hangout, the Yogathon event across 100 US cities. We have a website. You can check it out at www.intyogaday.com, intyogaday.com. And you can register yourself, and if you want to hold any yoga events in your city, please get in touch with us. The emails are there, the registration links are there. Mehul can walk you through the website quickly in few minutes. Please stay tuned.
Yeah, can you see this?
Yeah.
This is our main overseasvbi.org website. This is a Yogathon website where you can register as a partner and your locations which are happening. We have lots of locations around the US. And this is another website about educational programs about Know Our India. Lots of informative information about India's history and culture is there.
So, Mehul, you want to go to the www.intyogaday and show the registration link as well?
Yes. So here you can sign up your name, email, and also how you can be a partner organization. So it'll be a fun day. We welcome everyone to, we have already 100 cities we are participating with us, so you can also participate with us, whether you're an individual or a partner organization.
Right. So yeah, show us your support. Follow us on Facebook, and you will come to know about the updates what we are doing across US at OVI. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank
Bye.
you. Namaste.
Namaste.